on higher ground. Lord, lift me up and let me stand. I faith on heaven's stable land, from higher plane than I have found. Lord, let my feet on higher ground. I want to scale the utmost high and catch a gleam of glory bright. But still I'll pray till heaven I found. Lord, lead me on to higher ground. Lord, lift me up and let me stand. My faith on heaven's stable land, a higher plane than I have found. Lord, let my feet on higher ground. Let's pray. Our Heavenly, most gracious Father, we're grateful once again to have this avenue of prayer to be able to approach you. Lord, we ask that we'll be able to put our feet on higher ground one day and we'll be able to live with you forever. Lord, we're grateful that we do have a higher ground that we can live within your kingdom and be citizens of your kingdom. Lord, we ask that we be faithful and diligent citizens that will work within your kingdom and allow it to grow. Lord, we ask that we always be faithful laborers. Lord, we ask that we will be able to take today to learn in our classes, and we will be able to take it and apply it to our lives, and we'll be able to spread your gospel. Lord, we ask that you would be with the ones that are sick, that have been mentioned, that you will watch over them, be with their caregivers, also be with their family members as they go through their troublesome times. Lord, we ask that you be with the missionaries that are overseas as they spread the gospel, that you will watch over them as well, be with their friends that are in Nicaragua that are going through trouble. Thank you, Lord, for all that you've given us, especially your Son who's died upon the cross so we can have it. In Jesus Christ we pray.
We'll assume they're on the way. We'll go ahead and start. How that way? Good to see you this morning. In an intro to today's lesson, I was trying to remember, just kind of going through here about doubt was our first lesson, and worry and fear. Somewhere in here, anger and envy, pride and jealousy, and prejudice and guilt. I can't remember what it was, but we hit. Or maybe I did. I think maybe I did. I hit on the idea, maybe one of the author's questions that kind of got me thinking about that. Age differences. I talked about how this class was different than that class. And, I was talking about that again last night. Temptation. Is there any age when it gets easier to deal with? Roy's age. So when we're the oldest in the room, temptation is easier to handle. We're going to talk about some of the scriptures, and I think it's going to show us that it never goes away. It changes. I think our desires change, our focus changes, and the temptation could be just as great. notice we're only 3 more lessons in this book, and we'll start getting something else. But I think this has been a pretty good study because it goes through each one of these titles or headings, and he gives you Old Testament and New Testament scriptures. Why do we still study the Old Testament? It's still the Word of God, right? Does the world believe the Old Testament?
They don't know the difference between old and new.
They don't separate it. What did you say, Sue?
I said they believe a little bit when they do the New Testament.
So both?
I just believe more in they believe more in the Old Testament than they do the New Testament.
Oh, more. Okay. Yeah. More of the Old Testament. Okay.
Looks like to me, the way they live.
Yeah. That's if you think about the Old Testament, there's a lot of sacrifices that were made. There's a lot of things that they had to do physically. And they came together and had their sins rolled forward, those that were faithful each year by the priest. And like we said, there's a lot of things that religious groups have carried over. A lot of the Old Testament scriptures. But they don't follow it completely. That's one thing Jesus Christ did was follow the old law completely and perfectly. And then he established the New Testament. And that's where I think a lot of our friends and people we work with get confused. Like I said, they don't like the distinction that when Christ came, when he died, he literally, Scripture says, nailed the law to his cross. Well, today, the temptation is still there. Old Testament, we talk about Adam and Eve. We're going to go back to Genesis here in a few minutes. And it's still here with us. Some of those same desires are still with us. Seeing something that's good, looks good, appears good, and we desire it, we want it, and then we get in trouble if we're not careful. Sandra, if you will, I'll go ahead and start with you and keep the tradition. We'll get James 1:14. I think there's several verses around there. Let's step over there as a class. Get us kind of in the your mind right here. James 1. There's several verses there. Back up a little bit. Just so I make sure I get all of that. Let's read the whole chapter together. Just start with verse 1 and read a few verses. We'll go around the room. And we'll read all of James 1 together. Talk about some of them. I said there's 3 or 4 verses that are used in the study and the lesson, but James 1 is always a good reference to start with.
James, the servant of God and the Lord Jesus Christ, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting. My brethren, count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptations, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience. And that patience hath a perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of God, who giveth to all men liberally, and upbraideth not, and it shall be given him. But let him ask in faith, nothing wavering. For he that wavereth is like the wave of the sea, driven with the wind and tossed. For let not that man think that he shall receive anything of the Lord. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. Whether of low degree rejoicing that he is exalted, but the rich in that he is made low, because the flower of the grass he should pass away. For the sun is no sooner risen with the burning heat, but it withereth the grass, and the flower thereof falleth, and the grace of the passion of the years. So also shall the rich man fade away in his ways.
Blessed is the man that endureth temptation, for when he is time tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord hath promised to them that love him. Let a man say when he is tempted, I am tempted of God, for God cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempteth he any man. For every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed. And when lust hath conceived, bringeth forth sin, and sin, when it is finished, bringeth forth death. Do not err, my beloved brother. Every good gift, every perfect gift is from above, cometh down from the Father of lights, with whom is no variableness, neither shadow of turning. Of his own will begat he us with the word of truth, that we should be the kind of first fruits of his creatures. Wherefore, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath. The wrath of man worketh not the righteousness of God. Wherefore, lay apart all filthiness and superfluity, naughtiness, and receive with meekness the engrafted word, which is able to save your souls. But be ye doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving yourselves. For if any be a hearer of the word, and not a doer, he is like unto a man beholding his natural face in a glass. For he beholdeth himself, and goeth his way, and straightway heareth what manner of man he was.
But who's looketh into the perfect law of liberty, and continue in prayer, he bring up wonderful here, but the doer of the word. This man shall be blessed in his deed. Many men among you seem to be religious, and bridle not his tongue, but deceiveth his own heart. This man's religion is vain. Pure religion is undefiled before God and Father is this: to visit fearless and fatherless and widows, and their affliction, and keep himself unspotted from the world. Thank you. So here in James 1, we've got several verses that we're going to use today. But talk about being tempted. The question in the book, it says, what is temptation? From what we just read, what is temptation? What do you think of when you say temptation? What's the first thing that comes to mind? Decisions. Decisions. You got to think through. I mean, it's one thing that the Bible's talking about there. I want to read that verse. Slow to wrath.
What is slow to wrath? Don't know the chief.
Could be. It could be patient. It could be that acknowledge what's going on in a life situation. Listen to what's being said, who's saying it, and why they're saying it. Maybe. There's a reason we say what we say. There's always meanings to our words we choose even. So be slow to wrath, but listen to what's being said. And you talk about being a doer of the word, not a hearer only. The verse that was given was verse 14. But every man is tempted when he is drawn away with his own lust and enticed. So it starts where? It starts in ourselves. Our own lust tempts us. Our own thoughts, our own desires, our own ideas of what we think we want. Maybe our own ideas of what our neighbor has. We talk in the Old Testament about coveting another's wife, or covering his land, or coveting his animals, even. We need to be careful. Sometimes we joke about it, but little things can turn into big things if that takes over. One thing I did want to mention in this verse, and I did want to get verse 10, I think it was, but the rich, in that he is made low because as the flower of grass, he shall pass away. And then mention a few verses over. There's another reference to maybe it was the burning heat, verse 11, right after that. The rich man shall fade away in his ways, but basically blessed is the man that endureth temptation, for he shall be tried, and he shall receive the gift of the crown of life, which the Lord hath promised to them that love him. As Christians, how do we love Christ? How do we show that we love Christ? We endure these temptations. Obedience. So that's so how we show that we love, not just read it, hear it, and go our own way and do our own thing, but obey it. I think that's, and especially in today's world, it's hard to teach, especially some of the younger people. They don't want to hear obedience and obey and submit to the will of God. That's what they don't want to hear. They want to be out protesting everything and anything. And if we're not careful, we may be right there beside them. So let's be careful. Try to get them back to the Word of God, especially when we're talking about the Word of God, Christ. Enduring temptation. It doesn't go away. It's going to keep on coming at us from different angles. And like I said, it may change. We're going to talk a little bit more about not being from God here in just a minute. But our own lust, our own thoughts, our own desires, and that's what leads us away. Number 2 in the book says, is God the source of temptation? James 13. No. Got a couple head shakes? No. He is not the source of temptation. We are. Verse 13 is a record. Let no man say when he is tempted, I'm tempted of God, for God cannot be tempted with evil, neither tempteth he any man. So God didn't do it. I'm surprised in this lesson that there's not a lot more references to Job. I think there's one reference made back to Job. He was a great man. He was a rich man. He wasn't a poor man. He was a very rich man. He lost it all. And yet he never forsaken God or cursed God or blamed God for anything. But he gave us a good example of both. Talking about it, even up until death, he would, I'm going to stay with the Lord. That's a lot of people in the New Testament, in the first century church. They looked at that reading too. And if you think about the temptations that they had to turn and run, give up on the truth. They endured even up into, in many cases, giving their lives. So God is not the source of temptation. Number 2. 290 says, what is the source? And we talk about that as ourselves. Same verses. James 1, 14 and 15. Think back to Matthew 4. Let's flip over there. I can't flip over there. Let's just I've killed way too much time already. Matthew 4. So Jesus was tempted by whom? Satan, devil. We're going to talk a little bit more about that verse later. Number C. Does the tempter, Satan, the devil, does he advertise his purpose? 2 Corinthians.
His purpose?
Yes. No. Why not?
He deceives.
He's the father of lies. Why would he?
Deceiver.
He's the great deceiver, yes.
That's the purpose. They tell the truth of what Satan does.
That reference is to the church of Corinth from Paul. Think it not strange. I think not Satan. The answer is no. We agree. Satan himself transformed into an angel of light. Satan himself transformed into an angel of light to deceive the saved or the faithful. So it's going to look like, or in people's mind, this false religion that's out there is the true word of God. They're going to think that these denominations that are around are okay, that they're teaching the word of God. That's not the case. You can follow that up into individuals, or you can follow it up to all false religion. Satan has changed the way people look at religion. It's interesting to think about that. He shows himself to be the truth, but he's not. So we need to be careful. We have found the truth. There's nothing in the Word of God that we try to skip over and dodge. We'll go right at it. If it applies, we apply it. That's the way the Church of Christ needs to stay. And luckily, I think people are starting to realize that. You can't give it up. Number 3, what are the avenues of the appeal of temptation? 1 John, if you're there in James, just flip over a few pages to 1 John. 1 John 2:16. Very, very common scripture there. 1 John 2 and verse 16. It says, I'm going to back up a little bit. That's another, like I said, all these scriptures that are given, I backed up and read quite a bit. I'm going to start with verse 14 of 1 John chapter 2. It says, I have written to you, fathers, because ye have known him that it was from the beginning. I have written to you of young men because you are strong, and the word of God abideth in you, and ye have overcome that wicked one. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life is not of the Father, but of the world. And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof. But he that doeth the will of God abideth forever. Verse 17. Doeth the will of God. Find the truth, obey it. You're doing the will of God. And the three avenues of temptation, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, were the three things from verse 16 that we've gone through quite often. It looks good, it's desirable, and then worldly, and then also the pride of life. How we exalt ourselves, not being humble. Number 4. Show how these three appeals were exhibited in the following ways. This lust of the flesh, lust of the eye, pride of life. Bobby, if you don't mind, go back to Genesis 3. I'll get you 1 through 6 if you don't mind. And then Roy, if you will, get Matthew 4, 1 through 11. Sister Nancy, if you will get Luke 8, 13. So just down through number 5. The three different avenues of temptations that we talked about there. What does Genesis 3, 1 through 6 say?
Now the serpent was the Lord's son, and he was the field, which the Lord God had made. And he said unto the woman, He hath God said, Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden. And he said unto the serpent, You may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God hath said, Ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. And the serpent said unto the woman, Ye shall not surely die, for God doth know that the day ye eat therefore, for your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall see, ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that the pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit therefore and did eat, and gave also unto her husband, and he did eat.
What appeal was there in that last verse? I think it says that she saw that it was good for fruit and a desire, something that could make one wise. Being as gods, they knew right and wrong and the difference between it. Did Eve die? Sure she did. In a sense, she died then when she forsake God. She was separated from God then. So she had a death actually that happened there, but later she did die physically. So all sin entered the world on this occasion. And then we have to deal with it still now. What we see, how we're tempted, the decisions we make. She had probably been tempted of that tree before when God said not to touch it or not to eat of it. She saw it. She knew what it was. And when Satan kind of threw it out that you'll not surely die, but you become gods. Adam and Eve sinned. It failed. And then Jesus himself, Matthew 4, 1 through 11. We'll read that.
Then Jesus led up on the spirit in the wilderness, and tempted of the devil. When he had fasted for 40 days and 40 nights, he was actually hungry. And the tempter came to him and said, the Son of God, commanded that these stones be made bread. But the instant said, it is written, man shall not live from bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of God. The devil taken him up into the holy city, and said upon the pinnacle of the temple, he said to them, if thou be the Son of God, cast thyself down, for it is written, he shall give his angels charge concerning thee, and in their hands they shall bear thee up, lest at any time thou dash thy foot against a stone. He said to him, it is written again, thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy God. Again the Lord devil taken him into exceeding high, showed him all the kingdoms of the world, and the glory of it, and said unto him, all these things will I give thee, if thou wilt fall down and worship me. Then said Jesus unto him, get thee hence, for Satan, for it is written, thou shalt worship the Lord thy God, and him only shalt thou serve. Is that what you read?
One more. One more verse.
Then the disciples, devil leave them, and behold, angels came and ministered unto them.
Okay. 11 verses there. And what we're reading that, we're talking about this is always the temptation of Jesus, where the devil, the same entity, the same being that tempted Eve in the beginning, tempted Jesus. Obviously, Jesus answered correctly, referring back to it is written. If you've got stars or arrows or something in your Bible that shows references to Old Testament passages, basically prophecies, 3 or 4 are filled right here in this area. How Jesus would be tempted, and how he'd answer. Then also talk about his answer was from Deuteronomy, from the Old Testament law. Mention of the book of bread alone, up here where we said out about the God. Written again, thou shalt not tempt the Lord thy God. And then it's written, thou shalt worship the Lord thy God, and only shalt thou serve. So those were the laws that Jesus was still living under when he lived here on earth. And he answered the devil and withstood him, and the devil left him. I'll submit a fourth place that he was tempted, and I'm going to say this is on the cross. We sing a song, he could have called 10,000 angels, I think. I'm not sure if that's the title or not, but that's the gist of it. He chose to stay on the cross. To me, that was one of the greater temptations than owning all the world, or having God taken care of him when he fell, or commanding stones that he would eat the bread. All these were temptations, obviously. He didn't withstand them, and he did perfectly. And then even up to the death on the cross. Any comments or questions about this so far? Like I said, I've been rambling and jumping quite a bit. But bottom line, he fasted. He was hungry. If you be the Son of God, we talked about the attitude that Christ, Satan had toward Christ. Question, if you're really the Son of God, do this. From a human standpoint, sometimes that's the toughest temptations to get away from. If you are what you say you are, prove it. And Jesus withstood that. He knew he was the Son of God. He knew he could do those things, but that wasn't his purpose. So he gave us a great example. Then number 5, is temptation good or bad? What does Luke 8:13 say?
They only wrong are they, while when they heard, received the word of control, and this have no root, which for a time believe, and in time temptation come away.
Okay, so the first idea is that temptation is bad. The temptation itself, the enticement to follow the world, it is of itself, it is bad. The reference read back in James, it says, "My brother, count it all joy when you fall into divers or various trials and temptations, knowing this, that trying your faith worketh patience." So when you successfully withstand temptation, you've responded the way you should have. So in that sense, it is good that we withstand it. But the temptation itself and the sin obviously is not good. It's tempting us to do evil. It's tempting us to sin. It's tempting us to give in to our worldly lust or flesh. And like I said, the temptation, I got to agree with what Roy said, that's the temptation itself is bad, but we've got to withstand it. Just like all the other sins, we need to get away from it best we can, stay away from it, and recognize what it is and what it can do for us or to us.
Just what he meant.
How do you respond to it? It can be as simple as hitting the snooze button or turning the alarm off and rolling over and going back to bed. It could be that simple. It could be all engrossing and entertaining the whole family. There are a lot of different things. Right. Good. So you're just doing something.
If you want to stay away from evil, get busy doing good. You think about that?
You don't have we don't have time. That's what we used to joke, or I think you used to joke about. Didn't have time to get in trouble if you're too busy working. That's always something to think about.
Joseph was working, but he still was tempted, but he knew how to handle it. No matter how busy you are, you still can be tempted. It's just according to how you handle it, whether it's wrong or not.
Let's since you just said that, Sister Sue, if you will go ahead and get Genesis 39, 7 through 12 for us. That was one of the other examples that we've got for us here in the Old Testament. Genesis 39, 7 through 12.
And it came to pass after these things that his master's wife cast longing eyes on Joseph. And she said, "Lie with me, for he refused his master's wife. Look, my master does not know what is with me in the house, and he has committed all that he has in my name. There is no one greater in this house than I, nor has he kept back anything from me but you, because you are his wife. That can I do this great wickedness and sin against God."
And we know, go ahead and do verse 12 if you don't mind.
And it happened about this time when Joseph went to the house to do his work, and none of the men of the house was inside, that she called him by his garment, saying, "Lie with me." But he left his garment in her hand and fled and ran outside.
Thank you. So that was his response to the temptation. That's probably, I don't know how to say this, a very strong temptation. A young man, the opportunity, I think it referenced her, I just said something, but behold, the master wilt not commit all into my hand except thee, thou art thy wife. Verse 9, it finished up, it says, "How can I do this great wickedness and sin against God?" He didn't say sin against Potiphar. He didn't say sin against her or himself. He said sin against God. All sin is against God. I think that's one of the things that maybe the author didn't bring out here, but we've got to recognize that. Giving into temptation. Later on, we're going to talk a little bit, I think, about David. Again, the enticement of a woman and what he did to hide his sin.
Which way goes what's there to love sin and grace?
It's all sin.
Sin.
The world don't want to see black and white. The world wants to see shades of.
I think we can see something more structured.
Well,
1,000.
yeah. I think that's kind of one of the things I was kind of stumbling around on. A lot of men and women, I got to throw in women on this too, it takes two, have given into each other's opportunities to destroy their families because of a few hours together, and cause a lot of grief. Like you said, it can destroy homes.
It's your wife, mine, your wife. Is there any difference between you committing adultery against your wife and lying to you?
Okay. Or, okay.
Which one would you consider more serious?
They're both sin.
I didn't do it occasion.
Seriousness. As far as the consequences.
Well, I would think it's much more serious than adultery because you know that she could put you away from adultery. The Bible shows that's serious.
And that's kind of where I was saying, destroy the whole home, family, the bonds of the whole family could be destroyed.
But there is a big difference in sin. There's a big difference in speaking against the person with your tongue and shooting them.
And the consequences, that's kind of where we got to the physical damages and consequences.
Yeah. The consequences.
And again, they're both being held.
Especially when you got you talk about the woman taken in adultery, and everybody wants to stone her, and then Jesus pointing out that whoever fell into sin cast the first stone, and they all left. So we've all sinned. We've all fallen short.
Comment on this verse.
All right.
Comment on this verse. The soul that sinneth, it shall die.
As soon as you sin, you in a sense die. You've been separated from God.
Separation from God, that's the key.
Yeah.
Any sin that separates you from God, God brings death. But you can't live with it.
That's kind of what I was thinking about with Adam and Eve. That day they didn't die physically; they died spiritually. And then obviously they died later. They were no longer in the garden protected. Genesis 3, verse 6 is as far as some of the ways that we can handle temptation. Genesis 3, 6. Sister Ed, if you don't mind, Genesis 3, 6 for us. I just read that. I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead. We need to read that.
And the Lord saw the tree of food, and it was God, and a tree that was to eat the ground, and they were wise, she said, that it was mortal, and it eat. They also was with courage.
So, in Adam and Eve's reference there in Genesis 3, I said that she gave in to temptation. And she also gave it to her husband. He gave in also. We try to blame Eve for everything, but Adam knew what it was, where it came from, and he took it to. So they both sinned. Yet they blamed each other. Number B, Genesis 39, we just read that about Potiphar's wife. The temptation of Joseph, he got away, he ran away. And the story reads that she grabbed him by his garment, he ran away from it, and she held on to his clothes, basically, and used that against him later to prove that he had been there in her room, in her chambers, even though he didn't sin and lie with her. Job 1, 20 through 22. Ron, if you will go and get that for us. Job 1, 20 through 22.
And Job rose and rent his mantle, shaved his head, fell down on the ground to worship, and said, Naked came I out of gave, and the Lord hath taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. In all this Job sinned not, nor charged God falsely.
That was in Job 1. What? I just thought of something. We've got 42 chapters in Job, and already we saw how fast his destruction was there in the first chapter. What did he do when he was, when all he lost all? What did he do? What's the key there? He didn't blame God. He sinned not. He worshipped. All those things could be tied in there. He sinned not. He chose not to sin and not to curse God. And then he referred to not being foolish.
How many Jobs have been since Job?
In a sense, we all are, probably.
Since we're not.
No, not as great as Job was. I think most of
all this, Job sinned not, nor charged God foolish. Who can say that about himself at this point?
nobody. Probably nobody.
Who was Job?
Yeah, most of us give in, have given in.
Most of us say when something serious happens to us, why did God let this happen to me?
If we're not careful, that's where we'll go with it. The reference there, the next reference there is 2 Samuel 11, 1 through 5. This was where David didn't go to battle with the troops, stayed back in Jerusalem. I think it was in Jerusalem. Walked on the rooftop at night, saw Bathsheba, lusted after her, and we know the story of how he arranged to try to hide his sin. When she became pregnant, bring Uriah the Hittite home. He wouldn't even go back to his house to sleep with him, and that messed up David's plan. David's plan was that if he came back, it would say that it was his child, and it'd be okay. And because of his attitude of not being with the troops where he should have been, David arranged to get him killed. Send him out, put him in the hottest part of the battle, and pull back, and he was killed. So David sinned and displeased God. And that's where a lot of the book of Psalms is written. David pleading and begging for forgiveness for that sin. Number E, Matthew 4, 1 to 11. We read that where Jesus was tempted. It is written. Go to the Bible. That's how we can handle this temptation and answer it. Satan can take advantage of us when we are what? 2 Corinthians 2 through 2:11. Talks about being ignorant. Be not ignorant of his actions or his advices. Know what Satan is doing. Know when you're tempted. We're tempted of ourselves, not of God. And know how to respond. And then lastly, number 8, it says, are we abandoned to fight temptation alone? Is it just us against the world? I'm going to cut a couple head shakes. No. If you are a Christian, we have the greatest help there is. Jesus Christ. His references, his example, the hope of heaven eternal. Being obedient, we have to have that hope of heaven. So we're not alone. Any comments? Like the bell just rang, or maybe I'm just hearing things. Thank you. We'll pick up what we'll do next time with the next lesson on persecutions. But appreciate it, and don't give in to temptation this week.
Thanks for the advice.
Easier said than done.
We'll have an example.
I gave you examples. Job and Jesus.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you two something. What the pictures carrying
What are you doing watching that? What are you doing watching it?
How you this morning? Beautiful day. How you? In the first money?
No, because you're not going to borrow it. You're going to take it and I give it back to her. She's got the number.
How did you know?
That don't mean
You done a lot of space when you said.